Hello everyone, Chris Lashavo here with our Winter Haven market update. We're once again in the end of another month. So our stats for February 2026 are available for Winter Haven, Florida. Winter Haven saw 66 closed sales in February compared to 76 a year ago. That's a decrease of 13.2%. Cash sales as a percentage of closed sales, 30.3% compared to 23.7% a year ago. That's an increase of 27.8%. The median sales price in Winter Haven, $277,450. That's compared to $281,500 a year ago, a decrease of 1.4%. And the average sales price is $286,186 compared to $291,806 a year ago, a decrease of 1.9%. So Winter Haven didn't see as significant a decrease in property values as Polk County did over the last month. The median median percent of original list price. Sellers received 95.9% of list price compared to 95.1% a year ago. That's an increase of 0.8%. The median time to contract, 55 days compared to 56 days a year ago, decrease of 1.8%, but essentially no real change there. Median time to sale, 95 days compared to 90 days a year ago, an increase of 5.6%. New pending sales, 94 this year and 94 last year, so no change. New listings, 69 new listings compared to 127 a year ago. That's a decrease of 45.7%. Pending inventory, 131 compared to 109 a year ago. That's an increase of 20%. Active inventory, 368 homes active in Winter Haven compared to 451 a year ago. That's a decrease of 18.4%. And our month supply of inventory, we're at 4.7 months supply of inventory compared to 5.3 months supply of inventory a year ago, a decrease of 11.3%. Tune in and we'll talk a little bit more about what's happening in the real estate market and how that might impact you as a buyer or a seller. So when I got on here last month, the housing market was picking up. We had seen interest rates drop to just below 6%, and I'd seen more activity on my listings, more activity with getting more listings, and then the war in Iran started, and we've seen inflation, gas prices going up, and ultimately mortgage rates have gone up to about 6.46%, 6.48% as of today. And so, as I've mentioned before in our videos, when there's uncertainty with the economy, that causes people to hold on to their money. And so they're probably not making big purchases like a home purchase. And so we have a lot of potential buyers out there that are sitting on their hands waiting to see what happens. The reality is that the market is going to remain slow as long as there's uncertainty. As long as gas prices are increasing with what appears to be no end in sight, it's going to be harder to sell your home. If you're listing a home, price becomes so important. You cannot think, I'm going to list my house for X, say $350, when it's worth $340, and think, well, now I have room to negotiate. If your home is worth $340, if that's what the market says, you better list at $340 or maybe even a little lower if you need to sell quickly. If you don't need to sell quickly and you're not going to get impatient, then you can maybe test the market a little bit, but your home better be in pristine condition. And that's just the reality of trying to sell a home right now. The irony is that we're technically still in a seller's market. It's just not as an extreme market as we were in the pandemic. And so it feels like it's a buyer's market. And in some zip codes, it is. I recently went on a couple listing appointments, one in a particular zip code in Lakeland, 33803, and there's about 3 months of inventory there. That's pretty far slanted on the seller's market side. I went on another listing appointment in Kissimmee, and for single family homes there, it's almost 9 months of inventory. That's a buyer's market. Same county. So we always talk about real estate being hyper-local, and I just wanted to point this out and just how important it is And here we are in the same county, and you have a difference of 3 months of inventory versus 9 months of inventory. Remember, 6 months is kind of a balanced market. So we have equal sides of a balanced market within the same county. It can even be broken down in individual neighborhoods. You might have a neighborhood in 33803 that actually is at 6 months or 7 months possibly. So it's really important that you not pay attention to what's happening nationally as far as housing markets go. What's happening here in Florida is not like what's happening in New York, California, Texas, Illinois, even Georgia. And even within the state of Florida, there's very different micro markets. And so it's real important that you're working with someone that understands what's happening locally to help guide you in identifying what's the right price for your home so we can get it marketed and sold within your time frame that you want. So that's good for sellers, making sure your home is in great condition, making sure it's priced right, make it as accessible as you can to showings, and make sure you hire the right agent that's going to do more than just put your home in the MLS and then hope that the buyer shows up. If you're a buyer, you can afford to be a little pickier. And honestly, right now, you're going to have a little less competition for those homes that are available. There is good inventory available. There's also a lot of new home construction available, and builders are offering some great incentives. So there's some opportunities there to walk away with a deal. You cannot worry about what's going to happen in the short term in the housing market unless you're an investor. If you're an investor, I'm not talking to you here. If you're looking for a home to live in, you're tired of renting, you're tired of paying your landlord's mortgage, you want something that you can call your own, you want to start earning equity, then don't focus on what's happening in the short term with the market. As long as you can be in that home for 3 to 5 years, there's a very good chance that you're going to see some gains in the value of that home over the long term. The longer the better. But I believe that as we hopefully get out of this war with Iran, as oil prices drop, we're going to soon see mortgage rates follow. And when that happens, I think there's going to be more buyers in the market. I think that that's when we're going to start seeing more competition for the homes that are out there. And what happens with the month supply of inventory is going to be really interesting to see, because I think there are also sellers that have identified now is not a good time for me to list. I know I have some. The numbers just don't make sense for them right now, but as soon as they do, they're going to put their home on the market. So a lot to think about. You need to have a trusted advisor, someone you can talk to about what's happening with the market, so that you can try to make the best decision for you and your family as far as real estate goes. I think I'm that person. I hope you'll reach out to me. I would love to help you. Remember, if you or anyone you know is looking to buy or sell in Central Florida, please reach out to me. You can't miss with Chris. Have a great day, everybody.